In this video, we will be discussing scaling in 3D. If you'd like to follow along with this video, please open the file scalinginthreed.dwg located in the Working Files folder as discussed in the Working with this dataset video. With the 3D Scale gizmo, you can resize selected objects uniformly, resize them along an X, Y, or Z axis, or resize them along a specified plane. To specify the scale limitations, hover the cursor over the gizmo, highlight the solid area between the axes for uniform sizing, or highlight the double lines between the axes to specify resizing along a plane. You can also highlight an axis to specify resizing along the axis as well. So let's go ahead and look at an example here, first of all, of a subcomponent within a 3D solid. We'll hold the Control key down and select the subcomponent. The last 3D gizmo used will appear. You can change the 3D gizmo to the Scale gizmo in the Home tab, Selection panel, Gizmo dropdown, and we'll choose Scale. The gizmo appears a little bit differently. You can pick any one of these axes to scale the objects that you have selected. You can also use dynamic input to simply type in the value you want. So let's say you want to type in 0.25, press enter, and now that object is scaled down 0.25. Pretty neat. Again, it still might change itself as one 3D solid. Let's look at another example here. We have an actual window we want to resize because it's too large. So what we can do is actually Control select each of the different sides within the window, and then we can use the Scale gizmo to scale them uniformly. We'll hold the Control key down, hover over the face, and pick the different faces. Using Shift middle click, we can get to the orientation of the view to simply select the different faces that we need to select. We'll pick there, and lastly, looking underneath the building, we'll zoom in here and pick this side here. So we have all four sides of the window selected. Now, if we were to actually start scaling by picking one of the axes here, it would scale from this base point right here, which would relocate the entire window and scale about that location. That is not what we want to do. We want to scale it about the center of the window. So what we can do is simply hover into the 3D gizmo, right-click, and choose Relocate Gizmo. Now, the location that we want is the midpoint between the distance of the window. So, Shift right-click, mid between 2 points. We'll go ahead and snap there, and we'll snap there. We're now at the center of the window. You can now grab one of the scales to automatically scale it the way that you want to. We'll type in 0.5, press enter, and now the window is resized within the wall automatically by half. Pretty cool.